It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Broadcast here on a Saturday morning, Saturday Travel and Cruise Industry News podcast on this August the 17th, 2024, coming to you from Juneau, Alaska, as we are about to dock anytime now in Juneau. Of course, the show today is brought to you by MSC Cruises and Will U.S., owner of Scooter. So yesterday, if you saw the show yesterday, I was immediately opposite the gangway. It was right through the hallway to the other side of the ship. The gangway today is going to be literally right in front of me. So it might get a little noisy. And when I say right in front of me, I'll flip the phone around. They're setting it up. Literally, the magnetometer is 6 feet away. So anyway, so that's when they get open. I think it's probably going to be closer to 8 o'clock when they actually open it. But anyway, so coming to you from Juneau, Alaska. Before I get, there's not a whole lot of news, folks, but I did want to catch up from one of the days that I missed. I had thought about doing a show tomorrow. It's not going to happen. I've got to catch up on some sleep. It's 7 a.m. here, which means I've been up since when most people go to bed, just working on researching the show to see what's happening. Even today, when there's not much news, at least, you still have to check all the sources. I still have to see what's happened here, there. So I'm going to take Sunday and sleep a little bit before we get into Skagway. Obviously, the headlines today are Ernesto makes landfall on Bermuda. It was a couple hours ago now. It was a direct hit, Category 1 storm. We got a lot of information on that. Also today, Celebrity Cruises Adjusts Galapagos Itinerary. Carnival cruise canceled for a charter. And lots more live here at 11 o'clock this morning. Eastern Daylight Time, of course. Not 11 o'clock here. Today is National Black Cat Appreciation Day. I don't own a black cat. As a matter of fact, in all my years with cats, I've never owned a black cat. But most everybody in my family has. So anyway, if you have a black cat today, give them a little extra treat on the old thing. National Black Cat Appreciation Day. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. All right, so a little bit's a report from Ketchikan yesterday. Gretchen and Fred were actually went on a bear excursion, and it was wonderful. They got some lovely clips of bears feeding, family of bears with some little ones. So that was an excellent excursion for them. Gary Older Than Dirt went to the Lumberjack show, which I highly recommend to anyone. It's so much fun, and he thoroughly enjoyed that. In the meantime, I scored a couple things for the disabled community. One, I found a handicap accessible or wheelchair accessible whale watching excursion. And trust me, folks, when I tell you those are hard to find. So I've got a nice contact with that. So I made contact with one of the counties in Ketchikan who has an accessible fishing excursion. So we got a couple things there for any of you that are in the disabled community on your trips to Alaska. If you like information on it, I'll be happy to send it to you. The whale watching excursion Morgan's her name. Is going to be on the show here in the not too distant future. So it was a good day for me. Today, I'm hoping here in Juneau, Nate's helping a friend of his out with the hotel's short staff, and Nate's helping him do the audit work for the hotel. So I probably will go visit Nate in the hotel, when I get off the ship here a little bit later in the day. Yesterday was an early sail away. We sailed away at like 1:30 in the afternoon. We're here till like 8 o'clock tonight. So I've got plenty of time. All right. I'll be back with what little bit of news there is after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, so back with the news here this morning, folks. Should have this going, by the way. All right. So the lead story today, of course, is from Ernesto. That's the current location of Ernesto. Ernesto made landfall on Bermuda. Strong winds, damaging storm surge, and life-threatening flooding expected to continue in Bermuda today. Currently, it's located right on Bermuda, 0 kilometers away from Bermuda. Literally was a direct hit. Maximum sustained winds are 85 miles an hour, so it was, a Category 1, but it's a big Category 1. Presently, it's moving north-northeast at 9 miles an hour. Central pressure is down to 972 and steady. Hurricane Ernesto made landfall on the tiny British Atlantic territory of Bermuda early this morning as residents hunkered down. The wide Category 1 storm was directly over the wealthy territory at 6 a.m. Saturday. With maximum sustained winds of 85, the U.S. National Hurricane Center warned of strong winds, a dangerous storm surge, and significant coastal flooding. 6 to 9 inches of rain is expected to fall on Bermuda today. That will likely result in considerable flash flooding, especially in the low-lying areas of the island. Due to the large size of the storm and its slow movement, hurricane strength winds are expected to continue until Saturday afternoon, with tropical strength winds continuing well into Sunday. The center of Ernesto is expected to slowly depart Bermuda later today and move near or east of Newfoundland by Monday night. Sustained winds have decreased to 85 with higher gusts. Little change in strength is forecast. However, some re-intensification is possible late this weekend before it begins to weaken on Monday. So Ernesto delivers a direct hit to Bermuda. 8 days and 7 nights starting at $463 per person. That's just awesome. And that's our deal of the day today from MSC Cruises. Sail on the MSC Magnifica from Miami, departing September 27th. 8 days and 7 nights. Rates below are part of the flash sale and include taxes and port charges. The interior cabins, Bella start at $463 per person. Ocean view at $573 per person. Balconies at $733 per person. Also, solo cabins start at $682. The ship sails from Miami, has a day at sea, goes to Cozumel, then Rotan in Honduras, back to Costa Maya, a day at sea, a visit to Ocean Key Marine Reserve in the Bahamas, and then back into Miami. Fabulous cruise on the Magnifica. Just give me a call, 434-258-9264, or email me at Chillie Falls. Chillie at chilliefalls.com. That'll get me. Have a great day. Hope to see you on the Magnifica on September 27th. All right. Thanks to MSC for that. All right. The next story this morning, folks. This is beginning to be a kind of a regular thing now. Celebrity Cruises has announced an adjustment to the itinerary of an upcoming Galapagos Island cruise on August the 18th due to a technical issue on the Celebrity Flora, detailing a propulsion issue affecting the ship's speed. The cruise line first alerted passengers to the issue 2 weeks ahead of the scheduled voyage. It's also going to affect a couple more voyages, and there are multiple different changes in the itineraries over several cruises as they try to repair the azipods as they fly. Hasn't been very successful for some other ships, but we'll see how these guys do. And the next story this morning, folks, and this is one that just aggravates me. I realize the cruise lines have to do it, but it's still, when it happens, it just bugs me to death. Guests looking forward to an autumn sailing next year aboard Carnival Liberty have been notified that their ship has been chartered and the cruise canceled. The impacted voyage is the October 19, 2025 departure, which does give affected guests more than a year to make different cruise vacation plans. The cruise line is offering booked guests both rescheduling and cancellation options with no fee. If travelers want to plan a different Carnival cruise, their overall fare rate will be protected on a comparable sailing in a similar accommodation. The replacement cruise does not need to be aboard Carnival Liberty or sailing from New Orleans. Well, I'd hope not, Carnival, that, you're screwing people out of their plans. So you better give them a good break. Anyway, I just hate when they do that, and they all do. I realize that the charter is a necessity to many cruise lines, but I just hate it when that happens. And that's it for the news portion of today's show. It certainly wasn't much. It certainly wasn't much for me getting out of bed at 2 a.m. to come up with that little bit of news, but that's what happens. All right, let's go see who's over in the chat room fussing at me today. I know Mike's with us. I spoke to him early. Hot Air Tom's here. Says hello to everybody. There's Steve. Hi, Steve. Out in Kentucky. Katie's with us. Good morning, Katie. Katie's got a day off from school today. That's the Otter said the same thing. Yay, no school for Katie. No school on Saturday. There's Roger in Jacksonville. About Norwegian Bliss. Yeah, Roger's going to go on the Bliss with us on January 4th. I think that's awesome. Katie says she's going to a wedding next weekend in Syracuse. So starting to figure out what to bring. Roger says they gave us 2 comp specialty restaurants. Can you use those at an a la carte restaurant like Cagney's? Yes, you can. I initially asked to be put on a waiting list for a studio cabin. The Norwegian cruise consultant came up with a studio cabin on deck 12. Very nice. I hadn't looked for a studio for some time, so I was not aware that they were sold out. I mean, that's always possible. But glad you got a studio, Roger. That's excellent. look forward to cruising with you. And Hot Air says the same thing. They're good at any specialty restaurant, Cagney's Bistro, La Cucina, Ocean Blue. Yeah. Hot Air says, I can book my meals in 10 days. Would you like me to make a reservation for 3 for 2 of the nights? Let me know which venues you would like. I love the beef brisket at Q. The Cagney's and Ocean Blue are my favorites. I've never eaten at Q, so I can't offer an opinion on that. I love Cagney's. I don't know if I've eaten at Ocean Blue either. So I'd be happy with any of those. Roger says, okay, thanks. I'll try to coordinate with others when the specialty restaurants open up. They're also good at teppanyaki and Moderno, which is a cover charge. No charges with the meal plan. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the news for today. Again, no show tomorrow on Sunday. I'm going to take a day and sleep. I will be back Monday. And I'm hoping to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. And then Thursday, there's not going to be a show. That will be my travel day. When we get into Anchorage, Gary Older, the Dirt and I are going to drop down from Whittier to Anchorage, spend the night in Anchorage, and then we've got early flights out. Gary's going to Sacramento to visit his kids. And of course, I'm going back to Virginia, and I dread that. But anyway, so I'm hoping to do a show Wednesday morning before we disembark, and then not do a show on Thursday and should be back in studio on Friday is the way I'm hoping it's going to go. Of course, that's subject to change. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for this morning. Excuse me. Before I go, I do have to do one more commercial, and that, of course, is from Scoot Around.
With its unique blend of history and modern charm, Boston is one of America's most iconic and visited destinations. Explore this extraordinary city in comfort with a scooter or wheelchair rental from Scoot Around. All Boston mobility rentals are 10% off until September 30th. Call Scoot Around toll-free at 1-888-441-7575 or reserve online. Use code BOSTON10 or SRN 11137 for the best rates. A scooter or wheelchair in Boston. Call now.
All right. Thanks for you guys from Will US and Scoot Around. Of course, I've used them for years and years and years. I'm like 11 years now that I've been part of that family. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for being with me. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up button. And if you have not subscribed, please take this as my invitation to do so. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes Saturday or Sunday, depending on what's going on in the world. Of course, my travel schedule could change it on occasion. All right, that's it from Juneau, Alaska. I'll see everybody back here on Monday, unless I do some pop-up lives this weekend. You never can tell. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see everybody at the next. Thanks, guys. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the hot seas. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you later.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves. I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillies Cruises.